Really.
Hi, everyone, and welcome. This is Krishna Priya. This is the Human Colony Hucolo webinar. It's Saturday, the 17th of August, 2024, and we're back. We're back from our retreat. We're back with our dear friends, our lovely people that didn't come with us, but we were missing so much, but we're happy to see again. So in the room today, and we have more people coming in because somehow or another I didn't send anybody the link. It was Yana, Barbara, Kat, Dawn, Michael, Angie, and Wendy. And I'm sure some more people will come in. But we wanted to talk to everybody about our retreat. It was the Oneness retreat in Ananda Park in Canandaigua, New York. See, now I know where it is. And I only know because I had to try to drive there several times and ended up not being able to find it and driving in circles everywhere. What is happening? Oh, Kat. Okay.
Grandma?
I don't know who that is. It's
Yes,
on
grandma?
Pat's phone. It is his phone, but I'm just gonna um take there we are. Hello. Hi. Hi, Michael. You look good. Michael looks good in green. Let's see. We don't I I don't know if she's in the right webinar. She may not be in the right webinar. So I'm gonna turn off her camera. There we go.
Yeah.
Just you should
So
be able
let's
to
turn off
huh? That was interesting.
the cameras.
No, you can leave your camera on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know. I just meant, and Michael can leave his camera on, but I just meant she didn't look like she knew if she wanted to be in this webinar. So I don't want her. Anyway, so we are back from our retreat. It was the Hucolo Oneness retreat in Canandaigua. It's so beautiful there, you guys. So beautiful. Big, big rolling hills, huge trees, the trees that are 50, 60 feet in the air, just big oak trees, big pine trees, big all kinds of different trees. There was deer everywhere. There was some kind of animal that I didn't know what it was. That was some hybrid squirrel badger thing that I saw a couple of times. Very nice. And it was on the lake, which it's not like a lake that you can see the ends of. It was an entire huge lake that you could see from end to end. Just
26 miles long.
yes. And it was just so gorgeous. So the atmosphere was great. We were on a camping that had these little cabin houses and then a sort of meeting cabin where our kitchen was and where we had all kinds of tables. That's where we did our sessions. We had a couple sound baths that were really lovely. And they did channeling there. We ate there. And then we also would do some things down at the lake, which was really pretty. And in between, you could walk around and it was just really nice. And so Angie, what do you want to say about it?
I I have the privilege of going to this lake whenever I want because it's within walking distance of my house, about 10 minutes. So it's just like beautiful to just even have access to that lake all the time. It was beautiful. Meeting the people was just amazing. Um, by far, by far. And Jim has said this to me already 3 times. By far, this has been the best, the greatest. Not that any of the other gatherings were not great, but just the what this gathering represented was so much. It was so much, and meeting so many beautiful people. It was absolutely amazing.
Yeah. And I can say, and I just said this before we went live, that there wasn't one person that, we all see each other. I mean, with the exception of most of the people in the YouTube, we don't see you, and you're invited to come in to these public webinars, by the way. But for the most people, and there's some people that watch the webinar that are never on live, they're always watching it. So we met them as well. And even Gary, who I'd never met face to face, his personality in the YouTube chat completely matches his personality like in real time. So I wasn't even surprised when I met him that was him. Do you know what I mean? It was clear
Yeah.
that was him.
Yeah.
And but everybody was exactly as you see them. There was nobody that I was like, you don't look like you, or other than maybe someone being taller or shorter than you had anticipated. I think everybody really looked like themselves, which
Yeah.
is nicer, because there was no like, oh, I have to get, if you've talked to someone on the phone for a long time and you've never seen them and then suddenly you meet them, it takes a little while for your mind to fit the face with the voice. But there was none of that. It was instant familiarity, instant warmth. It was just nice. And there was no, as Jim said, this is the first first retreat where nobody was like arguing on anything. There was no animosity. Nobody got a bigger piece of pie than the other person. And so everyone was really in harmony, which is really great. We didn't have any pie, by the way, which I wanted to
No
point
pie.
out. But I didn't say anything about it because I didn't want to have any problem. I'm just kidding.
No pie.
No pie. But it was
The
just
food was amazing.
the who to what now?
The
what?
food.
The food was excellent. Angie had spent quite some time working with a caterer who would show up and Angie had made supplies for all the breakfast food, and every morning, just like in Holland, you pull out all the stuff and put it out and everyone could take their stuff. And then at lunch, someone would come by with soup and stuff to make sandwiches and the salad and all kinds of things. And then dinner was the same with, someone coming by with some kind of nice head meal, what is it called? Main course.
Yes.
And then of course, little sides. It was just lovely. And we had coffee all day, which is great for me, and lemonade and water. And yeah, it was just nice. And from the first moment, and then everybody was busy helping all the time, whether it's cleaning up or setting up or whatever it was. And we had massage tables going. We had, people offering their channeling, their massage, their healing, their things, as well as all the activities that were going on. So it was very nice. Yeah. What did you want to say?
My favorite, although everything is my favorite, like everything was my favorite, but I think the thing that I love campfire channeling. I love sitting around the campfire. We saw some ships. One of our participants brought a red light camera and, and we had a laser beam, and the ships would literally go right to the beam and then fly over. It was just like, it was very exciting.
The first night I wasn't there because I had to sleep because I was I was like, I have the sleep schedule of a toddler, but
that's what she said.
Because I go to bed so early and I get up so early. So by the time that after traveling, I was like, please, but they saw, I don't know, you all saw something like 10 or 12 ships or something.
At least that, if not more.
And then
I thought more. I definitely
more.
thought more.
Did you think more? Yeah.
I thought it was closer to 30 to 40.
Yeah.
See, this is only what I heard because I wasn't there. So talk about it.
Yeah.
What did you see them yourself?
Yes. I was the one that had the laser out pointing at them and going,
Okay.
there's another one. It was so exciting. It was like children standing around waiting for their candy at the parade for the first time. It was awesome.
It really was. We got a lot of this. Oh my God, did you see that? Oh my God.
And whose camera was that? That was Alan's camera or your camera?
Yeah, it was Alan's camera, and it's an infrared camera. I'm totally getting one.
And he was standing, he got like a neck cramp because he was standing there like this, for so long.
And every time he did it, everyone would come around and look up at it. But it was amazing.
Yeah.
The way that with the laser pointer, and then the ship went right to the laser pointer and then flew off.
Yeah, that was good. And then who was the one that saw them power up? Was that you? Was that you?
Yes.
I think actually Elizabeth said she saw one like power up and then zip off in another direction. So that was really cool. Then the night that I was there, the next night?
Yes.
No, the next night we had none.
2 nights, because we had a monsoon storm that night, and then the next night.
Yeah, I wasn't even sure I was going to get there up until the moment I left, because in South Carolina we were having that Hurricane Debbie, and they had canceled my morning flight even for that day, and I knew we had like a time where the storm had gone off off the coast, and then it was going to be coming back like later that day, and Delta just basically pushed all of their flights forward by 5 hours. So I ended up getting there in the early evening as opposed to leaving early in the morning. But I got there and the flights were great, so that was no problem. But yeah, I was so tired, but I know I was flying, I didn't know where I was, but it was amazing to be there. So we started off with the theme of, well, let's say who all was there. Should we list everyone or not?
Well, do you want to just run the video and then?
Yeah, we can run the video.
It's
for
13
people.
minutes.
It's a 13. Is that too long for everyone to just sit and stare at a video? No? Because it's mostly pictures, so I don't want to.
The only picture.
It's only picture. I don't know if that's vote from the room. Do you think staring at pictures for 13 minutes is too much? No?
I'd love to see
Well,
it.
let me tell you, Yana, whenever
missed it.
she and I would have a trip, the first thing we would do is meet together and share pictures of the trip. So this is right up her alley. So,
Yeah.
so this is your moment, Yana. We pretend we're at that cafe and you have some coffee.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah. Okay. Let me give you, and we can talk over the video too.
Yes. Mhm.
Okay. Let me give you, how do I do that? Oh, Susan's saying she saw at least 10 more ships. Everyone can just talk freely.
Yeah.
About 10 more ships about a minute apart in the same line higher in the sky. Amazing.
Yeah, I
Okay.
do remember the line.
Okay. Now, how do I do this? I knew how to do, they've changed everything in here. What are they doing? So I have to get to Angie. Angie, just say something in the chat, like hello.
Hello, hi, how are you?
No, in the chat.
Oh, Mitch.
Don't be cheeky.
Oh.
Angie is a cat that hated me and loved me at the same time.
Not I'm
the
the
last
cat.
day-
I have a cat.
No, I'm saying she has a cat or had a cat that I got to meet that was loving and hating me up until the last day where he finally like jumped on my lap. But he was very happy for me to feed him every day.
Always.
Always. Okay. Let me see. How do I should be able to right click you. Everyone. Am I not the host?
You are the host.
Then why? Oh, why? See, it's changed. There used to be something like by your name I could click. Now it does not. It doesn't allow me to.
Mm-mm. All right. Well, I sent you the video.
I know, but wait, I just want to find this. 1 second. Talk amongst
Okay.
yourselves.
Talk amongst.
I'm going to go have some lunch.
It really was very nice.
Let me see.
Did Alan share some of his infrared camera?
Oh, yes.
No, not in the video. You don't have infrared footage, do you?
Oh, no, not in the video, no.
Oh, it
No,
would
that,
be nice
no,
to see.
I'm not, I mean, I could have been recording
We should have done this.
his, like his, his hands were up.
Okay, start share. Okay, it's going to let me share my screen. Okay, let me pull up that link then, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we're happy to see you
Oh,
guys.
now there's the YouTube. Hi,
So-
everyone to YouTube. All right, let me go. I got to go to my email. Is it sharing my screen yet? No, thank goodness. Okay. Angie. Video, Angie. Okay. Oh, okay, 1 second. Shh, Tom, quiet. I don't know, Tom's all up in arms from our neighbor who keeps coming and going. Let me see here.
There we go.
Okay, so now I just have to make this full screen. Okay,
There we go.
screen.
Yes.
Are our pictures overlaying the screen?
Nope.
Hey, Google, stop. Okay. All right, so I'm going to push play. All right, enjoy. I'm going to mute my mic though. No, if I mute it, you won't be able to hear me. Okay, I won't talk. The handy t-shirts that they made for everyone. Angie made. That's Celeste and his wife. There's Alan, Stephanie, and Suzanne, you can't see. There's Susan, Wendy, Radha, and Joan. Starseed Sisters. Is that what they're called? Yes. There's Celeste and his wife, and there's Barbara, me, Rob Gothier, eating some kind of delicious food. Radha, and I don't know this woman. Who's that woman? Can you hear me?
Oh, I didn't see the picture. I was looking
Alan.
away.
Oh, there's Mark, Zenzo, and Johnny, and then Drew and Bear, who were just this nice surprise. They're friends with Rob Gothier and Kate.
I can't hear
Our
you if you're saying
mascot.
something.
Our
Oh.
mascot.
You can't hear me, huh?
I can hear her. Krishna Priya, I can hear you.
Okay, Angie says she can't hear. Ooh, that's a very close-up picture of Barbara, and
Merlene and Susan.
thank you. And this is when we were giving a oneness talk. There's Angie talking about something, I'm not sure. Jim, of course, Susan there in the background.
We can't hear you if you're talking.
Yes, we can. Can someone tell her if they can hear me? There's Rob and
I'll put it in chat. Yes, we
I
can hear
got
you.
okay. This is Jim giving a oneness talk. Jim and Rob, look how big Rob is. He's huge. He was like the bear of the.
Yes, he's a big guy, but the softest heart. He's like a gummy bear.
And then Angie made us wear these name tags for like the first day, which I was very resistant to. This is Lisa. She did a sound bath for us. It was lovely. She had accompanying guitar music, and it was really beautiful. We were all laying on the floor.
Half of us were laying on the floor, half were in chairs.
That's right. That is that is an example of someone on the floor. No. But what's his name?
Keith,
Okay. She did crystal sound bowls. She had all kinds of different sound makers. There I am laying there.
Krishna Priya, you have something up that says Siri not available, Myrtle Beach 82.
Oh, that's the weather. Let me get that. Better why it's so weird.
There you go. Thank you.
Sorry about that. I don't know why that came. Alan playing. Me and Ange. This is the first day, I think.
Second, because I was wearing different clothes.
Treb, he channeled Treb and Aridif, but the first night he just channeled Treb. That's Gary and Marlena. It's me, my eyes closed because I was asleep. There's Stephanie in the back, Stephanie's iPhone. Stephanie did all
Stephanie's iPhone was there.
Stephanie's iPhone was there, and Stephanie, she brought the iPhone, brought Stephanie as well. Yeah. It's Joan and Angie and Barbara. And this little speaker was this handy dandy sound system that Angie brought in. And we were lucky because it was not hot. So there was no like need for air conditioning, thank God. Here's the beginning of our henna by Rajeshwari, the wife of Celeste. I think whose hand was that? Rob's?
No,
Jim.
that is Johnny's.
Oh, Johnny's hand. And then we did a picture with all of our hands. And Alan had it on his forehead. There's David Decker. And there's who was in the back there? What am I doing? Oh, I was talking. I was teaching oneness. There's, you see all that food in the background? Yeah. I was making some point. I'm not sure what it was. Oh, and then we broke up into little groups too. We talked about all the things we need to let go of that keep us from remembering the truth of who we are. And there's little Bear, cutest little pug you've ever seen. And then Jim trying to convince Rob to share pizza with him, and he said no. And then there's Mark. Then they decided they would share the pizza, so everyone was happy. Just joking.
Listen, this dog was so cute. Just
This dog was so cute, yeah. There's Jen there, sitting with the dreads. Barbara again. See, it's a big place. And then there was rooms up upstairs where people were staying as well as the cabins. It looks like we sat around a lot, but we really did it. I mean, we did a lot of things. Alan is funny. Wendy! Is she watching?
Hey, look, I look taller than Angie in that picture.
Yeah, Wendy's another shorty like me. Alan.
Yeah, I'm only 5'5".
Alan looks like he's up to something.
I know this. I was gonna put on there. Shh, what is-
He was fun.
Yeah, he
He
was
has
fun.
he's way more silly than he gives across
Yeah,
our conversations.
yeah, he's way sillier. See there.
So is
there's-
Angie.
And Mark sends out. Oh, was this right after the talk we gave? Jim and I gave a talk.
got the talk.
We got the talk. And then we all got, and at the end, they gave us all like little gifts and envelopes. So this is already the end.
No, it's not. Because
Oh,
I just like it so. Shh.
Oh, you just use pictures. I see.
Right. Use pictures. Yes, that
Yeah.
gathering.
It's Marlena and Jen and Rob again. He
Rob-
actually channeled. He didn't end up channeling at the. Yes, he did. At
Well, he taught a channeling class and then channeled Artif at the end. Here's the line.
Oh, this is where we went. It was really like this was our Ganga. So we all went down to the water and released that stuff that we didn't want to carry with us anymore, and we gave it to the water.
And this,
I need
the
that picture.
cabins are right walking distance from
Yeah,
that.
yeah. We were standing down at the lake, and a lot of people had a lot of really good experience letting it go, giving it to the water. We did like a little ritual of standing in the water, feeling the water, releasing into the water. It's beautiful. Okay.
There's Stephanie's iPhone.
And then this is Joseph Smidlin, a friend of mine from India who came, and he actually lives in Rochester, and he gave a beautiful sound bath. Beautiful. Yeah. There's me on my side. I'm passed out. He's playing hand drum. One of the moments of sitting outside. This is at the campfire channeling. Yeah. Oh, you can see the camera on the side, like the laser being pointing up to the sky. You got that in the picture.
Yeah. Okay, that's a duplicate. I just realized that.
That's okay.
Great picture. I just wanted it in there twice.
Yeah, and we talked a lot about oneness and what does it mean, how to live in oneness, how to make that your mindset. You know, it was really nice. Celeste was tired too. Jim's holding the little microphone that we had, these little microphones.
Yes. There's Celeste's on his hand.
Yeah, on his hands. There was the boy, I don't remember the kid's name. They were only there that one day.
It is Jen,
Donna?
Jeremy, and the son Nathan.
Okay, they were there. There's Rob. Yeah. There's Jen.
Jen,
Jen is lovely. Jen is lovely.
Francesca, and Wendy.
Jessica from Curacao.
Curacao. Here's our food line.
Yeah. Oh, Celeste doing healing. We had Angie's table. He was doing healing on Rob. Everybody needed healing eventually because everyone was a little bit sore.
This is inside
That's your house.
That's
your
my house. Yeah.
That's Marlena, Barbara, Susan. That's the lake. Oh, they went for a Sanan. They went for a
We had a rainbow behind us when we were taking
I
that picture.
know, I saw.
Oh, I have to go. I didn't miss the rainbow. Oh, yeah. And then we did a musical night where Alan played cello, and then joined by Gary and myself. Gary played he played a light language song, and he also played some 14th or 15th century music. And then I sang some kirtan, and I made everybody stand up and dance. I'm like, get up, get up. Yeah. We sang to Shiva, and then to Durga. This is when I was explaining the song to them. Gary's an excellent musician. He's a music teacher. He's a PhD in music. This is me singing blues. And then we did a closing ceremony on Sunday night because we knew that like people had to leave early Monday. So then we did pictures with everybody. You can see how tired we all are. I think I get shorter as the pictures go on. Oh, he was nice. Jonathan from California came.
Yeah.
That was like his first spiritual thing. Johnny came.
Everything. Yeah.
He's been to every one. He said he's been to every outing. Celeste, look how tall I am.
Look.
This is Ashley. She was a friend that came. Let's see, Jen. Jen is a real hippie in real life. Francesca from Carissa. Radha. Drew and Bear. Bear, the funniest little face of this. Winnie. Oh, were you guys not in the group pictures? Why didn't you? Where were you guys? David. There's Susan. Where's the rest of y'all? They're probably done. No, they've gone to Target. I don't know. Elizabeth, she's funny. Oh, that's sweet.
I think I was napping or something.
Oh,
I
okay.
was still getting over my laryngitis. I still am a little bit.
P-R-I-Y-A.
There's the big group.
Oh,
Woohoo!
that was fun. Oh yeah, they were there. They didn't come till later, so we had to do a separate picture with them. We'll still Photoshop them in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One more picture and that's the lake from where you can see. Okay, that's it.
Did you do all the editing, Angie?
I did that, yes.
Yeah, wonderful.
nice.
It's so nice to see.
Yeah.
So much fun. Yeah.
You guys can turn your cameras back on. Yeah, it was lovely. It was lovely. So I guess we could, I mean, I know my takeaways from it, but maybe Wendy, Susan, who else is here that was there? Angie.
Barb was there.
Barbara, is she here now? But Stephanie's here. No, that's Michael. It's iPad, sorry. All these people called iPad. It's amazing we could tell them apart. But just so you know, Stephanie has always been iPhone or Stephanie's iPhone for many years. And we would all, for whatever reason, we're like, Stephanie's iPhone. I don't know why that's a joke. But. So maybe Wendy or Susan, if you want to maybe talk about what were your takeaways, or Barbara, if you have anything to add, what were your takeaways from the retreat?
I have to say it was just lovely getting together with everybody, getting an opportunity to spend time one-on-one, to have private conversations, to have those vulnerable conversations, each of them meaningful. And bye, Mom. And then the traveling and the beauty of the area. Plus, we had an opportunity to go and, visit a couple of the local area waterfalls. And so that was like really, really nice. There was the opportunity to get into the lake. And so we went swimming. but there was, I have to say, toward the end, it was just like a matter of being just wiped out. Just
Yeah.
wanting to be like, okay, I'm ready for my own bed. But the oneness, just like you said, I didn't see anybody having any issues with anyone. Everyone was supportive of the other, and if something needed to be done, everybody just kicked in and helped out and
That's
found
what I
out,
loved best.
how we needed
Yeah.
to help. So yeah, so that was
Thank you so
amazing. And you could just tell all the love and effort that Angie put into it, that Krishna Priya and Jim and Rob with, their different events, and the sound tillers as well. They really, put their hearts into it whenever they were working with everybody and presenting their information. So really appreciated it, and had a lovely time. And yeah, and every time I go back and look at the photos, I'm like, oh, I missed everybody. So
Oh, that was
yeah,
so
so thank you.
Oh, that was so much fun. That's what I kept saying.
Yes, exactly. So
Yeah.
thank you so much. It was lovely.
It was lovely meeting you, and I have your little stone right here.
Oh yes, my
Yes.
little
Little
heart stone.
Yeah. Wendy gave everyone a heart stone. I don't know if she gave everyone, but she gave me one. So I'm just
And me.
I had a handful that I had brought that I handed out. So
Mhm.
yes, so
yeah. So I
I'm
love
glad you enjoyed it.
all the little gifts, like right on this little table. I have the little painting and
Mhm.
some of the stones that were up there.
Yeah, super sweet. All right,
Um,
I'll go off and let somebody else chat.
Thank you. I
Is it-
did.
Oh, go ahead. You go ahead.
Yes, I did want to say that when it was the third day that Jim brought the star seed aspect into oneness, it really was very, very informative. It was really how star seeds, our star seeds, the star seeds out there, how all of that came into and how it played into oneness. That was a great information. That was great
So
information.
what did he share specifically that made you go, wow?
Well, just the fact that, we here on the planet, we're living in this existence, how much we really want to be off planet, but our existence is due to the star seeds, due to the outside of us. And so that, I just the fact that that correlation is very stronger than I could even imagine.
You mean, do you think that before you were thinking about like us and them and our
Well,
oneness?
not so much us and them, but definitely the definitely the fact that we are I saw a lady that took me yesterday. So that was gone.
Well, what I was just saying, what is it that brought them into the oneness for you that you didn't have before?
Well, literally the fact that we really are all one.
Oh, yeah. 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 I mean, one means one.
Right.
There's not one us and then one them.
And
There's
then,
one you,
but it
there's,
was just like
you
the
know what I
way
mean?
that it all came together. It was just like another piece that was really put in place.
Yeah. I mean, one means all the universes, all existence, all the
Right.
beings,
Right.
everything, there's a mantra that they say that's in Sanskrit that says Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu, and it means may all the beings in all the worlds be happy and be free. And it already takes into account that it's not just this world, but it's all worlds, all existence, but I mean, actually the basis of Hinduism is oneness. That is the idea of it, and that one means one, and that there's, we talk about oneness as a circle, basically, but it's not a circle. It's like that lake that you cannot see the edges of. There's no edges. There's no edges to this. It expands and is expanding continually and includes everything, everyone, everything. And not just people and planets, but every literal thing that exists is part of it. Like from your paperclip to your, to your planet. It's all it's all included in there. Everything in between. And yeah, I think that was very much maybe for a lot of people a realization that wow, oneness is not a feeling. I mean, you can have a feeling of oneness. It is a feeling, but it's actual the state of who we are.
Right.
We are that. That's why there's the teaching of I am that. That's what God says. I am that being all of it,
Right.
and we are part of that. We're not individually that, but we are part of that. Yeah.
That's what I really like that.
I'm glad that landed for you and that you got that.
Yeah. I had some one time with Krishna Priya, and she really taught me a lot about stuff. And so I was really thankful for that too.
Well, thank you.
And we stayed here because
Yeah.
I'm only 8 minutes from the camp. And so I'm sleeping in my own bed.
Yeah. I slept in our guest room, but it was nice to have that ability to step away and go to sleep. And a couple other people stayed off site, and it was maybe nice to have that little bit of downtime. Yeah. So, but it was always nice to return to the retreat as well. Yeah. So of the stuff we talked about, what did you think was like, what stood out for you? Really? I mean, you don't have to go into anything personal, but just as far as, because I'll just tell you what I did is I channeled a little bit, but mostly what I did is I taught meditation in the way that I teach meditation in India. So I taught about sound and about how your voice is, how your voice is resonating through your body, but also the meaning of what you're doing in that. I taught about the 4 levels of speech, that you being in alignment with your speech, and how your word and your deed and what you say and think should always be in alignment so that you can truly be true to yourself. And then we talked about releasing the things that are blocking you from the realization of who you are, and usually that's fear, anger, and pain. And so we did some exercises to identify that and release that. And then we also did gratitude practices of understanding the power of gratitude, and how gratitude is really the engine that fires us into our alignment. And in our alignment, it's like a stream going in front of us, and it's always right there. But we block ourselves from stepping in to the flow of our own abundance, our own flow. And we talked about what is flow. And so we covered a lot of things over 4 days, but so in that, was there anything from that really, and we talked about having stories, the stories we tell about ourselves, the stories we hold on to, that identification that keeps us limited, where you say, I am this, I am that. And the realization that that is your story. And sometimes that story no longer serves you, and it's time to also let that go. So
that one was my big one.
That was your big one.
That was my big one. I'm like, wow, it was that realization completely shifted here.
Yeah.
I'm like, because it put a whole new understanding on the word story.
Yeah. Well, people have a story, they have an identification, and generally people tell a story to evoke something. It's either to give an excuse for something or to try to evoke out of other people that which they really need to give to themselves, whether they understanding, whether they want validation, all of those things. And sometimes the story becomes the block, because within the story is limiting beliefs. Within you start to say, this happened to me, this made me this way. I know I do this, but it's because when you make that your story, and that could be true, but it doesn't have to be the end all be all of you. I don't trust people because I was hurt. I don't do this because of this. I don't do, and the thing that Puja Swamiji in India says is, when are you willing to let that go and start telling a new story of the life that you say that you want? And when we say that to people, it's almost like they think they have to tell this fantastical story of, I'm this great person, I'm this great being who's doing all these things. And sometimes the story is just, I'm happy, healthy, and grounded. That's a great story to tell. That's a great identification. It doesn't have to be I'm the next end all be all of everything. But the stories that we have and the self-talk that we say to ourselves is the stuff that we really have to release. And if you talk about holding on to something, if two people are holding on to a rope like in tug of war, if one person lets go, the tension is gone. And we talked about radical forgiveness and how we don't forgive because what the other person said or did is right. We don't forgive because we're giving them a pass. We forgive because we deserve to be free. And forgiveness is really the equivalent of letting go. And there's a difference between forgiving and justice. Justice is a difference. People think, well, if I forgive that person, then they're off the hook. Those two things are not equivalent. And we have to really be willing to say, okay, there is justice for wrongdoings, whether it's karmic justice, whether it's legal justice, whatever it may be. But the forgiveness that we give to the person, the situation, or ourselves, and most importantly, is that thing that allows us to be free.
Yeah.
And it's only when we're free that we have the ability to really turn inwards. And the other thing we talked a lot about, Angie and I, was honesty.
Yeah.
Honesty and integrity of who we are as people.
Yeah.
And because when you're dishonest on any level, it's just like a little snowball that starts to roll downhill. And the ability to put aside truth becomes easier and easier because it just becomes quicker and quicker. Oh, Tom, he's got like a hairball or something. So, but honesty with ourselves, most importantly, about what is really happening, what we're really willing to see. It's hard sometimes, but generally, if you do some forgiveness, suddenly a lot of other things kind of fall away as well, because the story falls away.
Yeah.
And you have the ability to be more honest about something. So honesty, gratitude, and forgiveness are all just, they're three sides of the same thing. So we talked a lot about that.
It really, although I had to really stay focused on the event and all the happenings around the event as things come up and things like that. So when I go ahead and I did, there was quite a bit that I did miss. I say quite a bit. There was parts that I did miss only because I was taking care of business for the gathering. And so when I do get the recordings done and upload them, and I'll be able to oh, that was not, I missed that part.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna put the recordings up for everyone to see if they want to watch them.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Okay. Maybe on a closed password only kind of
Probably, most likely.
okay. Yeah, so there was just some beautiful stuff that came out, and I'm glad I had a lot of other people come and talk about the power of the release that they had and giving the thing. And the reason we used water as a medium for releases because water is moving and it's carrying things away. It also dissolves things. Water and fire are good. Somebody wanted to burn stuff, and I was like, well, you can do that, but we're not doing. They wanted to have a fire when it was a very windy night, very close to the cabins. We thought, no, maybe that's not the best idea. Yeah. So did you have anything else you wanted to add? Maybe we go to Susan.
Yeah, let's go to Susan.
Susan, did you have anything you wanted to share? There she is. You're muted, hon, I think. Is she?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting over a little bit of cold as well, so if I sound a little hoarse, that's why. But yeah, I mean, as many others have said already, it was an amazing experience of oneness, and you could just feel the sharing of love with everybody there, and it was great to see all the people that flew in from more distant places within the United States, but also Marlene from Canada, and yeah, Francesca from Curacao, which is an island down by South America, and Sailesh and Rajeshwara, his wife. I have a
Rajeshwari.
yeah, who did the henna tattoos, which were incredible. from the UK. So it's just, yeah, it was great to just see everybody that showed up, and yeah, it was a very bunch of family vibe amongst all of us. But yeah, I think all the channelings were incredible, and all the talks and teachings about oneness were amazing. And yeah, the campfire. Oh, what was
Sorry.
that?
No, I was trying to remove that video from my screen. Sorry.
Oh.
Keep going. Sorry.
Here, I might be a little loud too. So the campfire channelings were incredible. I mean, and also the other channelings like the introduction or the channel panel. Um, so like some of the regulars, I think Lakesh and Shabine and I think Takur showed up and Grindel um, and like the Orions and the Pleiadians, I think the campfire channelings that all the ships that were with us. And I know Angie, you saw, and others, I think with your 4D third eye connection, like you were able to see like an Orion ship land on the water on the lake, and you were seeing all these beings surrounding us at the campfire, and you could definitely feel that. And so that was incredible. And so the Orions on the ship that landed on the lake were channeled by Jim, and they were like scientists taking samples from the lake and the area. And I was able to find out what my like Orion name on the Orion Council. And so like I was able to learn more about myself. Just as a human, but also our galactic starseed connections and just more information that way, which was great. And the Pleiadians also showed up as well and were channeled. So, and Rob channeled a local Sasquatch that lived on the other side of the mountains across the lake, and that was incredible. There was so much great information that came through with that. So it was just, yeah, it was like one amazing thing after another. It was so, you know, we all felt so filled with love and joy and oneness and the whole experience. We also made s'mores, which was a lot of fun. We
Yeah.
hadn't,
What's a
brought us back.
campfire without s'mores? I made sure.
Yeah, it's been years since I've done s'mores, and just it brought us back to our childlike selves. Um, so yeah, it was just the whole time was amazing, and I look forward to the next gathering. It's definitely worth going in person. I know some of us had private chant like 30-minute challenge with Jim in earlier in the day on Thursday before we kicked off the event. And so definitely being in person with Jim and receiving a channeling in the room with him was definitely more powerful. You could really feel the energy of the beings coming through him, more powerfully. At least that was my experience. And so that was incredible. Like having an in-person channeling with him was great too. So, and all the work that you did, Angie, with putting this together is amazing. And Krishna Priya, your teachings like ring so true. Everything that you spoke of, right now, it is just a reflection of everything you taught during the event. So thank you for all your wisdom and insights, and you're a great teacher, so thank you both. Much love to both
Yeah.
of you for all that you do, and your singing is amazing too. The singing
He sings amazing.
with Gary and Alan, the musical fiesta we had, the party on the Sunday night was great. So you're all so talented. So that was great to have you share your gifts with us. Was wonderful.
Yeah. And
So-
did you
So
thank you
thank
so much?
you.
Yeah, thank you to Gary. I think he's in the YouTube chat. So hi, Gary. I wanted to ask,
Gary.
did you do a healing with Celeste, or did you do were you giving healings too?
I didn't. I know Wendy did, so maybe she can talk about that, but I didn't have the opportunity. Just didn't get around to it, I guess. But Wendy shared healing with Silesh.
Yeah.
She did some healing, and she did her tuning forks as
Okay.
well. So
Yeah, I did a healing with Celeste, and then Alan came over and they were doing some energy. And at one point I was just like, I had a like blanket on me. And at one point I got this whoosh of anger and I'm like, take it off. I was like, I just whoosh of heat. Yeah, it was really good. Who did you do your tuning forks on it?
I was using my tuning fork, so it's bio tuning, which works with the meridian fields within the body.
Mhm.
And I use them on Salish, Jim. What else? I was just like, Omar got them. And
Oh, Wendy also played a beautiful Ute.
Oh, that's right.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
the float.
You
flute.
should have played with us when we were doing the music.
Yeah, because we got dinner. It was dinner and a show.
It was dinner at a show.
No, that flute is great for like a sound bath as well.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
that was wonderful.
Did you talk to Joseph after about?
I did not, but you know what? I have a lot of my own little musical instruments. I could do a sound bath in my home,
Yeah.
but I feel like I need like a few more things, and then I'll be like all set and ready to go.
Yeah.
But yeah, they've slowly been having me add to my repertoire of things I like to bang on.
Well, what's nice about the sound bath is it sort of creates this sort of wall of sound, and there comes a moment when
Yeah.
you're not sure where the sound is coming from because it's just building up, and then then little bells and shakers.
Right.
And the vibration, they're using vibrational hertz of 432, which is, what is good for our chakra system. And who was it that fell asleep? Was that Susan? I think Susan.
Yes, Susan. Both times, Susan both.
Yes, I apologize for snoring during the sound bath.
We were laying there, and you're hearing these beautiful bells, and then you'd hear it. Which is good. It means she needed to sleep. I mean, things happen in sound baths that you don't want to know, but it was nice to comfort. I definitely fell asleep several times during it.
Yeah, I kept wanting to, and I couldn't. I was like, why can't I sleep? But I was good at the night, but by the last couple days, because I had so much congestion in my upper respiratory that I was coughing and keeping myself awake.
Yeah,
it's mostly back. It's mostly back. It's still got a little bit of healing to do, I still think. So still on my hot tea regime.
And when she got there, she had no voice whatsoever. Well, squeaky voice.
It's a walrus or
yes, a whale. I was making whale noises. It was like whoa, whoa, whoa. It was funny, but yes, sounding much better now. Feeling much better now.
Well, Stephanie was here. Her iPhone was here at least, but she doesn't seem to be here now. So does anyone, I mean, I think that's pretty much what had happened. And I mean, not obviously everything, but because there's 4 long days of stuff.
Right.
But is there anything we missed that we talked about, should have talked about, or could have talked about?
We were very thankful that even the week before and this week, like today, the temperature is going to get up to 87 today. And the week before it was high 80s, low 90s. But this week, the week that we had the gathering, it was like between 72 and 78. And if it had been even 80, it would have like been really uncomfortable. So I was so thankful.
Yeah.
I was so thankful that we had only one day of monsoon rain. And but other than that, it was really the temperatures really, although it was hot in there because all those people were breathing.
Yeah, the room where there was one day where it was humid, we had the fans going, but for the rest, it was humid but not hot.
Yes.
But there was, that was just that one day when it was all rainy. But for the rest, it was great. I mean, even to the place where you had to wear like a little sweater in the night.
Yes.
Which that's always nice, not cold, but not hot. I don't like hot. Yeah. My hair, everyone got to see my hair go through the mini transformation.
I did see that.
It would go from being like straight to curly to curlier to
wider, like the more humidity.
Uncontrollable. Yeah. So if you want to know the weather, look at my hair.
And then on Friday, after it rained all day, then the rainbow came out. The sun came out with the rainbow. And we went down the lake and got some, great pictures of the rainbow over the lake. And then, and then it cleared up enough that night to have our first amazing campfire channeling. So it all, just everything synchronistically yeah, it just seemed to work out wonderfully. So
I mean, just the fact that we were able, the fact that the cabins and the main lodge were on lake, there's two portions to Ananda Park. You have the uplands, which is up in the woods. But Susan touched on the fact, we didn't forget, but Susan touched on the fact that the
Oh,
Sasquatch, one of their home bases is only 30 miles from here,
oh,
from my house. They said one of their nests is within 30 miles.
wow.
Because where we live is I live in upstate New York, which in the Finger Lakes, which is each lake of the finger. So each finger is a lake, and between each finger is a mountain. So mountain, water, mountain, water, mountain, water for all 5 lakes. And so their ability for them to really be in some very secluded places is very easy. So that was amazing. That was amazing to learn that.
I have to say that I'd been in upstate New York, but not that upstate and not on that. I mean, it's the most western part of New York. And,
Yes.
across the lake is Canada. So
Yes.
it's the most northern western part of New York. I had not been there. It is so beautiful. I can't, like, everything is beautiful. And Angie, the first day or the second day or whatever it was, let me drive back because I was so tired. And I went to just have a little bit of downtime. And I just saw this beautiful road and I said, well, I have to be able to go that way too, because no, it took me on this very extensive, very hilly, but so beautiful. I didn't mind like that fact that I got really lost, but it was so pretty. I mean, it was just such open. You think you're in a little town, but like all the streets going away from the town are these big, expansive farms and hills, and it just was so pretty, like, and so green, so green, just beautiful. I mean, rolling hills like this, and then valleys as far as you can see, and it was so pretty. Yeah, yeah. And I was like, I could live here. It's so nice.
I do live here. That's why it is so nice.
That's true. And Jim lives 20 minutes away, and actually the
25
town
minutes. Yeah.
that where Jim lives kind of looks like a town from the Gilmore Girls. It's that kind of villagey little town. Yeah, so that was cute. I didn't get to go to Jim's house because of course Jim was at the retreat and not at his house, so I didn't go there. Yeah, nice. Yeah, we get to meet some additional people as well. It was really nice.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know what else to say about it. It was just fun. Does anybody want to add anything? I know Gary's in the YouTube chat. Hi, Gary. Jones in YouTube. You guys could come in if you wanted, but they're not there. Nathaniel's in the chat. Anyway, it was lovely meeting everybody. And the one thing that I think that was just so nice is that everyone was exactly the way we know them.
Yeah.
And I forget, like, we've known each other for years and years. I've known
Right.
Aunt Jim for at least 10 years.
At least.
And if not longer, and I've known Rob for longer than that. So there was no, awkwardness or weirdness. It was just like, okay, now we're actually in person and we can get on with our lives here. Yeah, it's good.
It was really what a pleasure to meet Rob Gothier. I mean, that was a pleasure.
Yeah, he's one of those people that is genuinely kind and genuinely concerned and overly generous, not in a negative way at all. He's just very, very, very kind. Like there's no depth or there's no bottom to the level of kindness that he has. It's just, I don't think he has a boundary of I'm only kind till this moment. He's just kind. And so, genuinely interested in everyone, was very happy to be there. He didn't show up as like, I'm a channeler and I'm coming to be here and I'm going to channel at you people and then I'm going to go, he was as involved as everyone with every moment of it. And it was just to have him. It was just welcoming a dear, long
Great.
friend. I mean, we hadn't seen each other since 2017, he and I, but yeah, so it was really nice. And we missed Kalina and we missed to have Lily there, but next time.
School. Yes, that was school.
Yeah. Yeah. School. She might have been bored there, though. She might have been a little bored. Yeah.
I don't know, free swimming.
You can't let a
Playground.
5-year-old get loose in the lake.
I'm not letting loose.
Yeah, get down there and
It
swim.
was a family, I mean, the park, as we were doing our gathering,
Yeah.
there was a YMCA camp. So it was loaded with children.
Yeah, but it was loaded, but it's so big that we never like had any noise from
no,
that.
mm-mm.
Yeah.
No, probably around I would say 60 or so kids that went to that the YMCA camp. It was day camp every single day, so they were bussed in and then bussed out at the end of the day.
Yeah. Yeah. But it was nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't have anything else to say. Do you have anything to add, Wendy? You look like you were going to say something.
Oh. Yeah, it was interesting because I actually, like Susan was saying, found out a little bit more about her stuff. So I was doing light language drawings for whoever wanted to get a
Oh, that's
message.
right. Yeah.
Yes.
And Jim came by later when I was doing the tuning forks, and he gave me some feedback on I call it my dream team, my light team. And he said, I've got 3 archangels, which is Raziel, Haniel, and Raphael. And so he said that they helped me with my drawing. He said Metatron, he said that he felt Metatron's energy was in there too. And then I have 2 dragons. One is the golden one is the green one. And the golden one is Sheena Ra. And then also a Pleiadian, an Arcturian, and Orion. And I can't remember the Arcturian or the Pleiadian's names, Zebeda or I don't know, something. But the Orion, he said, is Morpheus. So he said that these are the people that with my light team, because I'm like, I don't really know where it comes from, but it feels kind of sporadic. And Jim said the reason that you're feeling like it's sporadic is because as they're each adding their different energies into the drawing, that's when it's like shifting into its different, like, how it looks, how it feels, and that it's also like dimensional. So that was really exciting to learn. And then as Salish and I were doing Reiki for one another, he was like, I'm so tired, I just need some energy. And I said, oh, you come and lay down now. Let me give you like a recharge. I said, that's my cup of tea. I'll give you a recharge. So I had him lay down, and he said as soon as I stood at the end of his head and like began, he said he just got this huge white light and heat just like surge over him, like whoosh. And I was like, yeah, but I didn't even start yet. And he's like, it didn't matter, Wendy. He said it all came at once. And then he said he was able to relax afterwards once I was going down through the body and working his moving the energy and, just giving him a little bit of a light refresh. So that was a lot of fun to find that out, and then to be able to do drawings for those that wanted to have drawings. So it was fun to be able to share those gifts and in the messages. Yeah.
Do you have any of I guess you gave them to people, but do you have like an example of your light language drawing?
I actually posted it up to the Hucolo page, and I took a picture and I put some of that information and I shared it with Hucolo.
Oh, I was just hoping
with
you'd
Facebook.
I was hoping you'd hold
Yeah,
up.
I do, but not with me. It's like on my phone.
I still haven't
Yeah, it's
typed
on,
up the book.
yeah. Next time, I'll pull it up next time.
Okay. We actually, Yana, we were talking about you because with all those ships, we needed you there taking pictures of hopefully what we could have found would be orbs. We were like, oh, if Yana was here, we would have had the pictures of the orbs.
Yeah, and I'm very intrigued with the infrared camera with Ellen. I hope to speak to him sometimes. And
well, the only thing I would say
me.
with infrared camera is if there's a lot going on, your neck really starts to hurt because he literally was standing like this.
Okay.
That was my takeaway from it. But it was nice
Yeah.
to see. It was nice to see you would shine the laser light and it would be like bugs coming to a light, but obviously it wasn't bugs because it was so far away. And but they would come and then they would sort of disperse and they would move around, but they would definitely come and acknowledge the signal, which was really
I think they were rejoicing with you because of course Hucolo is a very special group of people, more advanced and very open to contact, and already are in contact.
Well, we
But
There you
thank
go.
you.
Angie's got
wait a minute,
hers.
I can't see. Let me see. Oh, it's
You might
Oh,
have to take it.
yes.
you have to take it
That's
out the plastic, Angie. It creates
it's
shadow.
refillable, so you can open it and take it out and be able to see it without all that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I got a thank you for this, because I got a good impression of how it was, and I don't feel I missed out so much.
You did miss out, but you
Yeah,
were
of
definitely
course I did.
in
I
our
wasn't
you
there,
were
but
in our thoughts.
I
You,
sort of got
yeah.
a toe in
It's
the water as well.
sideways, not up and down.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, beautiful. Yeah.
Oh, great.
Grace. Yeah.
Very nice.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So
Nice.
that was just, I think that, I mean, I feel like that was it, unless anybody
Thanks,
has
Angie.
anything to add about it. But it was just, it was just nice. And everyone was happy. And every day that we would go, back there, it was just, it was just everyone was happy to be there. And that was the most
Would do
important.
it again in a heartbeat. Although it's a lot of work on the little lady side, um, I would easily do it again.
Well, apparently you're gonna have to.
I know. This is very, very true.
We'll have to do a day trip where we like go out to another little area and do like a meditation outside. That would be
Well,
fun too.
believe it or not, what is very, very close to us is Gossamer Woods. And the owner of Gossamer Woods reached out to me and said, I know you guys are doing your retreat, your gathering, and you could do it's from the camp, it would probably be maybe 9 miles from the camp, because it's in Canandaigua, but at the top of Canandaigua. And it is Gossamer Woods is a historic energy site. It has several vortexes in it. It's native Indian sacred grounds, and it has paths and trails.
Why
And
didn't we do that?
why didn't we? Because the what ended up happening was the lady that maintains it was not feeling well, and
Oh,
so the paths were not cleared out.
I got
That's the only thing. And so, I mean, if I could have gone up and cleared out the paths, we would
I
have
think you
done
had
that.
enough to do.
Yes, I know. I'm like,
Thank you
because
guys
that's
are
what he
clearing
said.
paths.
It's getting the wood that fell on the paths. It is maintained, but the person that was maintaining it, what he said was that they
Well, next time.
yes, that was, but that is definitely, I've been there several times. The vibration and energies there are unbelievable. They're unbelievable. I was gonna say out of this world, but I'd really, out of this.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Did you
But
want to add something, Susan?
Yeah, on Monday before we flew back home Monday night, but myself, Wendy, Radha, and Joan, we decided to go to Grimes Glen,
yeah,
which
oh,
is
beautiful,
I think on the other side of the Canandaigua Lake, I think.
beautiful.
Um, and yeah, it was beautiful. I mean, the paths, they weren't really muddy, but they were a little soft from the rain, I think, that we had had, but still very walkable, like no mud puddles or anything. But it was gorgeous. So it was like this beautiful path through the woods next to I don't know if it's Grimes Glen River or Creek, which has some waterfalls and beautiful trees covered with like the green moss, and it was just magical there, beautiful there. And we also went to the day we arrived on Wednesday, we went to Corbett's Glen, which is closer to
Beautiful. That's
Rochester, that also has some waterfalls. So we got to check out, yeah, so there's a lot of these parks with the word Glen in them that have like smaller waterfalls with paths along the creeks and rivers that are just gorgeous, like what you've expressed. Like the area is beautiful. The last time I had been in the area was probably when I was like 20 years old, like 32 years ago. Um, went to Niagara Falls, that sort of thing. That was the only time I've been in upstate New York in that area. And but yeah, it's just a beautiful, beautiful area to explore. Like just and Onondaga Park and the lake were amazing. You know, just a beautiful experience to be in that area and connect with nature. We gifted some of us
Yes, I saw.
from the retreat. We went across the street and took the path up through the woods,
Mhm.
kind of towards the uplands area where there's a couple cabins up there, and we all did some light language blessings, and we gave a blessing of an apple to the nature beings, to the land, up there, all circled up. Some of us, there's about 5 or 6 of us, and yeah, so we had we gave a gift to the land as well while we were there. So, but I would definitely, yeah, go back in a heartbeat because it's such a beautiful area
Yeah.
everywhere
Well, we have
around there.
to take
So,
all that into account for next time.
yeah,
We made sure Angie, made sure, that there was definite downtime, several hours a day, so that, my whole goal was to make sure that people had the ability to come together, if you wanted to swim, if you wanted to hike, if you wanted to, there's so much that it was, I wanted, that was my goal. And from what I understand, everybody definitely took advantage of that time.
I did that with sleeping. That's what I did.
It is, one
That-
day I did that. I'm like, she's like, I need to go home and take a nap. I'm like, no, I do.
Yeah. So,
So,
but it was lovely. And thank you everyone for being there. Thank you for everyone for listening to our recap.
fantastic.
And yeah, we hope this is the beginning of several more retreats, and maybe not next year, or maybe next year we'll have to see, but soon,
Yeah,
very soon.
yeah.
Yeah. And in the conversations we had with Jim, we talked about Hucolo and the history of Hucolo, and how when it first started, it really was Jim learning to channel, basically. If you don't know the story of how Jim started channeling, he started channeling while doing Reiki, and Max was his person he was doing Reiki on, and Jim was getting all this information, and he said, Max, I don't know why, but I feel like there's beings around. And Jim had never channeled. He didn't even know really what channeling was. He said, I feel like there's all these beings around, and they're giving me messages. And Max is like, yeah, those beings are always at my house. In fact, Max is just always takes it in stride. So Max said to Jim, do you think I could ask them a question? And that was the beginning of Jim's channeling. And
That's
so
the beginning.
from there, in Max organizational, he immediately started putting a group together. And that's kind of what Max is, known for. He finds something he likes, he organizes a group around it. And that's how this all really built. And if you look at where Hucolo started, it was really about connecting to our extraterrestrial brothers and sisters, and, building that connection, and about everybody wanting to have that thing. But it's also slowly evolved into a more spiritual pursuit of becoming the people that we know that we can be, and becoming those. So we've decided that Hucolo's motto was always helping just America, nobody else, but helping humanity ascend, wasn't it?
Yes.
And so
Helping
now we've
humanity.
decided, because we really, we decided that the new phrase of Hucolo will be oneness in action. Knowing who we are, that we are one family, one, we are one, and that just taking that into the action of our lives, and everything else. So oneness in action is going to be the new slogan. And I think after, 15 years, a new slogan's okay.
Yeah.
And it's a good one, and it's positive, and I think it includes, because everyone that's been around for very long, and even the people that have only been around a few years, I see the growth in everyone and in their involvement, and you would hope so after so many years that things would evolve and grow. So we're still here 15 years later, And we're so happy that you're here with us. So with that, I think that we're going to call it a webinar. Next week, Jim will be back. In 2 weeks, we'll have Max, and he has a channel that's going to come on and continue to answer his questions about the genetics that are involved that he's researching, ET genetics. So that's where we'll be. And so who wants to do a blessing as we go? And who wants to do the interpretations? Anybody? Blessings? Oh, Radha's coming. Radha, you got here right in time for blessings.
I'll do
Susan,
a blessing.
okay, Susan
And
will do a blessing.
sometimes I get bits and pieces of translation as I speak it usually, but so let's see. Tasiki taya tutu ya zia, hia te aya ku ya te tia kutu ya hia sia kia ya, hia sia kutu ya share your blessings of oneness. So kota ya ti ta sukuha ya te te siki ta hia zia ya ti ya for you are your own collective, all of you. Sikaya ti hia zia ya kia tia ya continue to spread your love, your unity, continue to expand it throughout your world and beyond. Share your heart with others. You will continue to expand. Allow yourself to do so without limits. Continue to grow in your consciousness awareness of this being your truest state of being. Allow this energy to flow from you like a river to all that you touch. Kotaya ya yaki hazia yaki tia ya ku tia ya siki tia hazia yaki ya katuku tu tia tia siki hazia yaki ya to continue to share your love with others. Yaki, for love is your natural state of your natural state. We are all here, your brothers and sisters. Siki, your starseed connections. Just reach out to us, for we are here amongst you. At all times. To support you, to extend our love for you. Sikayati, tiayagi, we are always with you. Siayaki, you are never alone. Tiayaki, atutaya hiatia, siki, hiasiaya tuku, tiayaya, tiki, tuku, always know this. Siatiayaka, tututiayatia, hiasiaoko, yaye, we tutoya, tia, tu, we are blessed to be amongst you. Sikayati, ayaki, hiasayaki, tiayatoya, tia. Namaste.
Thank you. Well, I don't think that needs an interpretation because you kind of came with it.
Beautiful, Susan.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Thank
mine
you.
comes in, translation, bits and pieces like that.
I wonder
where
if they would ever consider translating at the end as opposed to translating throughout. Because
I
when
think
I say this,
like
I
if
feel
I
like I
set
lose the message.
if I set the intention, I have gotten it at the end. I know like Wendy usually gets her message at the end,
Yeah,
her
that's how mine
translation.
comes in.
Yeah,
They
that's
give
how
it to
mine.
me. They give it to me as a packed thought,
Mhm.
and then so it
Facts.
all comes in at once.
Yeah.
And then I start to hear the translation, and then the translation just comes through.
Right.
So
That's
Because
how it is with
I
me.
like what you were saying, but I couldn't recall right now what you said. Because every time you,
That is
Yeah.
true. When it's broken up like that, I have one of my friends also channels and speaks like that, and I'm like, I can't. It's hard. It's too hard.
I'd have to go back and listen and then like write down every line to get the full message.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's more
so
challenging.
so if I remember to set the intention beforehand to receive the translation at the end, then usually it does. So I'm working on I'm working on doing that.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard when you channel the way it comes in.
Right.
It's hard to, yeah. But I mean, I believe everything that you said was beautiful individually in each sentence.
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Did you want another blessing? I'm happy to do
Yes,
one
please.
too.
And then we'll call
Okay.
it a day.
All right.
Okay.
Chonyarata he tu chinyarata kana ro poireti charanya so tu chi charana kinu horo to he patini chek to irera anyo tu chi no ho konya datini ti konya to hopa te tini do to kohinama isho no irinita kana no ina ka tonya shita to tonya te to toina mana Shanya no to tinya banana itika. Blessings, our dear beloveds, our oneness team of recognizing who you are as a group within the flow of your song, within the flow of your voice, within the flow of your peace, within the flow of oneness. As you go out into the world, notice the earthquake and the vibration beneath your feet. Feel how the ground shifts beneath you, how the cells swiftly go within your being, moving faster and faster as you more and more embody the lightness of who you are within your soul, within your light body. We love you. We love you. We love you. We sing to your praises. We honor you as you honor us. Be at peace. That's all I got.
That was awesome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right. Angie, do you want to do a blessing or you just want to call it a?
We're gonna call it for announcements. Jim and I are in the process of talking about the next class that we're going to have. We're pretty certain that we're going to do another consciousness class and a white magic class. So those are the two that are in the works. I did want to say, but nothing like no date or anything set or which one is going to come first. But that's what we discussed when we went to dinner the other night, that we need to go ahead and schedule the next class.
Wonderful. Okay. Well, everyone, thank you so much. It was so nice to be with you. Big hugs to everybody. We did a big group hug at the end, didn't we?
We did. Did we? I don't even know.
I don't remember, but I think we do. So, but a big group hug to everyone here, everyone in the YouTube chat. Jim will be back next week and we will see you then. Much love to everyone.